There are minor injuries following a crash involving an SUV and horse and buggy in Exeter. The accident happened this afternoon near the Avenue Road on Route 43 intersection. Following the crash, the horse was spooked and briefly on the loose with the remaining carriage attached. Crews caught up with the horse about a half-mile away from the original scene.
This area is actually posted pretty well, warning about the different communities and the different people in the area that do operate the buggies. They are allowed to use the roadway. They have every right to be out here. You just got to be careful of them and keep an eye out for them.
Shane Milliard, 31 of Thomaston, the driver of the SUV, was later arrested and taken to Penobscot County Jail. According to the sheriff's office, Milliard was out on 10 sets of bail conditions. Deputies say his actions during the crash violated these conditions. The crash remains under investigation by the Penobscot Sheriff's Office.